Liam Casey of PCH, you operate in China, you've operated in China for many years. The world knows China as a huge base of manufacturing. Is it a market also for Irish companies?
Absolutely, and it's changing very fast. The middle class market in China is growing at a very fast rate. They're buying brands on a big time. So there is a great opportunity there. And you will see Irish brands. You see, like in the food sector, you see Kerrygold in the supermarkets out there, which is great. And both BA seem to be doing a great job on the ground out there, and companies like Kerry are doing very well there. But there is opportunities for Irish companies, and I think that this is one of the big opportunities. It's for Irish companies to build brands and to export brands. So there is definitely opportunity in China.
And very often people see China as a place to fear that jobs are going to be moved to places like China where they can manufacture things much more efficiently than they can in countries like Ireland. But is there not so much things to fear in China, but opportunities there, and how do Irish companies capitalise on that?
Correct. I mean, there definitely is opportunities there. In the past, there was a lot of fear around because it was always just a pure low-cost manufacturing base. No longer just a low cost. The skill set that's there, the skilled workforce that's there is actually really good. The access to raw materials there is very good. The whole coordination and logistics also is very strong. And when you look at what we do, we've just started to tap into that for Irish companies, where we work with Irish companies that want their products manufactured in China. We're also now working to sell those products in China to the local market, and that's what's the opportunity in China.
What's happened over the past 2 years since Farmley in 2009, do you think, in terms of how Ireland is perceived in markets like China? Because we've been through a difficult patch.
Yeah, but I think the news this week, I mean, is very positive for Ireland. We are seeing as, coming out of recovery, coming into recovery, which is great. I mean, if you look at the last Farmley, we were right in the eye of the storm. This time, it's different, and I think there should be great momentum here. I'm actually delighted that the government have decided to put it on again this year, because I think now is a time where we actually can, move forward. There's a lot of, positive stuff going on in Ireland, and I think we need to capitalise on that.
From where you're sitting in your office in Shenzhen, have you seen anything concrete come out of this process in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the one example is the Farmley Fellowship Programme, which is the graduate programme between UCC and one of the Singapore universities. We actually sponsored one of the graduates, and which came to work with us in China. I think it's a very good program on the pilot program, and I actually think it's a base that can really be expanded. I think they've done a very good job, and I think that it's a great platform for the young Irish people who want to go abroad. I think people complain about immigration and all that, but I think immigration is okay because people can do it now with a purpose. If we can give them support and infrastructure, I think it can be good. And Irish people abroad are fantastic. And I think we can actually really win abroad as well.
What would you like to see coming out of this year's Global Irish Forum, and what sort of ideas are you bringing to it?
It's great. The one thing here is, you don't look for one big thing. Okay, it's the many small things that all the different participants will do, and even just raising the awareness. I think there's a huge impact to be had there. I think abroad, you asked about a reputation abroad. We have a very positive reputation abroad. I think it's something which we can really capitalise on. I was saying earlier this morning that there's earlier this year, President Hu Jintao from China was on a state visit to the United States, and for the whole week while he was there, Chinese media took over Times Square, and all the billboards were on the red Chinese flag, and they superimposed all of the famous Chinese sports stars, musicians and actors on the screen just at intervals. Very few of the Americans recognize them, okay? Or they recognize very few. If we were to do the same on Patrick's Week and put all of our musicians, all of our actors and our sports stars, the impact would be huge, because we punch above our weight and we have some fantastic talent. At the end of the day, Ireland, our people are our greatest assets, and we have to tap into it. And abroad, they're so well recognized and travel very well. Look at down in New Zealand at the moment, and you look at the reception the Irish team is getting there. Again, we punch way above our weight because we're good people.
All right, Liam Casey, many